Just about 5:12 on your Tuesday morning, and it's really coming down out there. As
you can see in the sky. That's a lot of
everywhere,
snow.
It is. It's coming down hard. It's that heavy, wet stuff too, which is like it's the worst to move around.
Yeah.
It clings to wires and everything really. So we're getting some power outages already across the area. So it's a major impact in terms of the storm.
It was tough driving on the slush.
was.
I got stuck behind a plow, which took forever, but honestly, nice conditions for
right.
the roads, and it was clear for me.
Yeah, it's almost like getting ushered towards the
They came all the way off the exit with me.
And what's interesting is there are parts of Hamden County where it's still raining, eastern parts of Hamden County. This morning I was in East Meadow. It was like mixed, and by the time I got to the station, it was all snow. So it's one of those deals. North and west of Springfield, it is indeed all snow, but look at that temperature, just barely snow. We're at 34 degrees, so a lot of water content in this snowfall. So certainly you want to be careful trying to move it around as we go through the day as well. Now, what will happen here is we have the steady stuff now. We might catch a bit of a lull mid-morning, and it might even go over to a little bit of a mix in the lower valley while it continues to snow north and west. But then another batch of snow or steady stuff moves in later this evening into the first half of tonight. So 34 now. You can see the visibilities are down. A lot of blue showing up. Springfield here at the station, it's still snow, but notice we have the green indicating at least a mix out along the Mass Pike. You head out towards Sturbridge, head up Interstate 91. This is indeed all snow. Some spots across the hill towns already approaching a foot of snow. Meanwhile, it's that heavy rain from Boston to Providence to Hartford. The area of low pressure is right about in here, so it's pulling in slightly milder air, so we're still seeing a mix off to the east. That colder air at higher levels, though, has made it down to Springfield. Hence, we have the snow that's coming down now, just barely. 34 in Springfield, 35 where it's raining in Hartford, and it's in the 40s off to the east. But as low pressure slides east, it'll pull down the colder air, and everybody will go over to snow this afternoon while it's coming down at varying rates of intensity. So we are now under a winter storm warning for all of Western Mass. That is an upgrade. The National Weather Service did have us at a winter weather advisory earlier this morning, but now that we've flipped over, we're picking up already 2-3 inches of snowfall. So we have the snow in mix in the lower valley. It'll be heavy early and then varying rates as we go throughout the day and into the evening. Minor amounts of snow to moderate amounts in the lower valley, but major amounts of snow really Franklin County, but especially the hill towns, and then the winds will start to pick up as well. All right, let's check in with meteorologist Don Maher, who's live in Springfield right now outside in it. Don, it has been coming down hard for the last couple of hours in Springfield.
Yeah, it certainly has, Dan. I mentioned this earlier. When I left my house, similar to you, it was a bit of a mix. But as I got closer to the Springfield area, it became that heavy, wet snow. And that's exactly what we're dealing with here outside our Liberty Street studio. And as we make our way through the morning hours, I think for the next couple of hours, we'll still be dealing with this snow. But then as we push towards the mid-morning, we may catch a little bit of a lull here in the lower valley. May see a little bit of mixing take place and may even see a little bit of melting as well. But then as we start to push deeper into the afternoon, the snow will begin to fill back in and we'll see some additional accumulation. Though I think as we make our way through the day, any surfaces that are treated with that higher March sun angle, we may see a little bit more of a difficult time seeing some additional accumulations. The areas that are still snow covered, of course, it will continue to accumulate. And then as we start to push through the evening and into the overnight, we'll gradually start to see the snow begin to wind on down. May hold on the longest in portions of Berkshire County. And speaking of Berkshire County getting to the highest elevations along the east slopes of the Berkshires. That's where I think we're going to see the jackpot amounts with this storm system. 1 to as much as 2 feet of snow going to be possible in some of those highest elevations. And then as you start to make your way a little bit further east and to the southeast, the snowfall amounts come down 6 to 12. And then here in the valley, maybe about a 3 to 6. You get west of the Springfield area, I think you're looking at 6 inches plus. You get east of the Springfield area, where right now we're still seeing a little bit of a mix. Those snowfall amounts may be a little bit lower. But Dan, it's not just the snow that we're concerned about. It's that heavier wet snow. So as those winds ramp up, power outages may certainly become a concern as well.
Right. And in fact, we're already starting to see that. And that's only going to increase as the wind picks up. It's not that the winds are going to be overly strong. I mean, they're going to be strong enough, gusting about 30, 35 miles per hour. But then when you factor in that you have all that wet snow, obviously that becomes a factor. And in fact, that wind will be strong overnight tonight, swinging around into the northwest and during the day tomorrow as well. So power outage risk, that is going to continue to climb. climb as we go through the morning and into the afternoon. Areas that really pick up 6-8 inches of snow or more, that's where we'll see the best chance of the power outages. Now, you get into areas that have 18-24 inches of snow, the higher elevated areas. Hopefully in those locations, the snow is just a little bit lighter in nature, where it is just a little bit colder. But this is your winter storm severity index. This takes into account the paciness of the snow, how much snow is forecasted, and the winds. You can see, obviously, the higher you go in up in elevation, the more snow. That's where you have a better chance of losing power. So one of those days, if you have power, you want to make sure you have your electronics charged up, generators ready to go. So nasty storm here. It doesn't really start to move away until this evening, but it's still going to be windy. The snow will break down to snow showers, and then tomorrow, well, it's mostly cloudy, windy, gusts to about 30 to 35 miles per hour, highs near 40, and then we moderate for Thursday and Friday. Maybe some showers Friday night into Saturday. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. Amanda and David, over to you.
Thanks, Dan.